Hey guys, we are back with another episode of Criminal Minds. It's episode 17. Last episode, we saw Reed coming back from, the horrible situation that he was in with Tobias and the addiction. We saw him struggling already. We can tell that what happened really messed him up, and he's not handling it well because he was talking to Morgan about it and how he doesn't know if he's going to be able to do his job because the pictures are just messing him up and just making him feel like uncomfortable. And I mean, with good reason, because before he didn't know what that was like. It was just, it's very methodical and clinical. And after being in that position, it is different. Like, he actually knows what those girls or what the victim is feeling, and it's just awful. I feel so bad for him. But Morgan gave him a good advice. He told him to use that to be a better profiler, and we'll just see if it affects him even more, if he's able to overcome this. I don't know what's gonna happen, but let's watch. Oh shit. Don't shoot a kid. Oh.
Although in the last 48 hours, there have been 3 distinctive murders in the ward.
Distinctive?
Wow.
3 men, 3 different socioeconomic groups, all killed on the street with their necks snapped. There appears to be no other injury, and there's no apparent connection between the victims or motive.
Are there all security people?
And set up shop.
I'll map out the area and see if I can find any places the victims would have visited in the neighborhood.
Good, maybe we can find a connection between them. I'll help you with that.
I can handle it.
I wasn't suggesting that you couldn't.
Isn't that what I'll help you with it means?
Reed,
Oh
this will
wow.
help you with the geographical profiling and victimology.
Fine.
We got a dirty blanket, hamburger wrappers, and soda cans.
Wow.
Those kids weren't the only ones here last night. You and Reed check the shelters?
Yeah, we're on it. Unless, are you okay with that, Reed?
Oh god, don't provoke
I'm fine
him.
with that.
We should check to see if there are any mental hospitals in the area. Maybe it's someone who was recently released into the streets.
It's the noise. Oh my god. Right? The noise seemed to kind of like... Is it
Victim's name is Travis
PTSD of
Buddy over there, he was
sort?
working
Thank God there are people like you who
Do you
take
keep a
the
list
time.
of everyone who comes through here?
We have a
Oh
sign-in sheet,
my
but
God.
we don't force anyone to sign if they don't want to. Some who do don't even use their real names. Elvis eats here a lot.
We would appreciate any lists you have.
Why?
Have you noticed anyone who acts unusually aggressive towards the other residents? Maybe a homeless man, maybe someone
my
who stays here
God.
and may even be in this room as we speak.
God.
Reed.
Have you
Reed.
noticed anyone who acts paranoid or displays explosive, unprovoked bursts of violence more than just pushing and shoving? I mean, someone who really tries to harm others.
There are territorial fights over food and places to sleep. The nurse treats people for minor injuries all the
We
time.
just
but
scare the
they're
poor girl.
seriously hurt.
Oh.
It's a high presence of mental disorders with the homeless.
Yeah. What the hell was that in there?
What?
He may even be in this room as we speak. We have nothing to support that.
We're investigating a serial homicide. Should I have pretended there's no danger?
We just left that woman potentially afraid of every man who walks into this shelter.
Again, until we find the sun sub, how's that a bad thing?
I've never seen you act like this.
Oh, really? Oh, in the months that you know me, you've never seen me act this way? Hey, no offense, Emily, but you don't really know what you're talking about, do you?
I don't like this. I don't like this.
Just got back from the local homeless shelter.
Efficiently.
You know what we need?
We need to get lucky. We need to make a mistake.
Oh, that's horrible, because then, mistake means someone dead. Oh no. Oh, and the loud noises are the, yeah. But yeah, right? Like, that's the thing that's like making him.
I need help. I was attacked.
Can I get some help here, please?
Please, call my house to come get my daughter, please.
This poor guy.
It would really help us find the bad guy.
I don't think
Did
it's
he
a
say
bad guy.
anything to your
I don't
papa?
know.
No.
What were you and your papa doing before the bad guy came?
And then he jumped out. And he hit my papa. I was screaming at him. Papa! I thought he was gonna hit me too. But then he stopped. He did say something. Not to my papa. To me.
What was it?
He said,
Are you okay? Why are you crying?
I think, and the reason I'm saying this is because I have friends that went to the army and came back messed up, and this kind of like reminds me of that type of PTSD, right? Where like any noise would make you jump. And I had a friend who had a kind of like a he had a problem. And I feel really bad at just like thinking about it, because he went through therapy and everything, but there was a moment there for like weeks that he spent really confused and he didn't know where he was. He would wake up and do with things that were very unusual, and I am assuming if there were things that he used to do when he was over there in Afghanistan, and he brought them back, and he has all these like triggers that just like make him react like he's in a war zone. And this kind of remind me of that, because like the loud noises and the way that he's looking up, like there's like bombs going off or a helicopter or something. And it would make sense because the construction sounds can sound a lot like a war zone, and just him being like walking in the street and this and everything looks like nasty, right? Because there's like the construction site and he doesn't have a home. I don't know if he has a home or not, and I don't know. I just feel like it would make sense for someone that just came back from war to have like a mental breakdown and just do this, because he's like defending his territory. He thinks that there's just enemies all around, right, and they're coming for him. It's horrible because, like I said, I have friends that suffered a lot. I worked at an army base for 2 years, and I saw a lot of people also, coming back not that great. So, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, an SOS.
Yeah, it's made of debris and other rocky bits of gobbledygook. This is the building where the security guard got killed.
He's asking for help.
Guys, listen outside.
Yeah.
Chaos. The SOS.
He's a war veteran.
The quick strikes are consistent with trained military tactics.
He must have served in a place that looked or sounded like this ward.
Oh my god, I'm already crying.
Being homeless in a sense. Wherever he is in his mental state, he's certainly not at home.
He may not even be aware he's killing.
Now, how's that?
When soldiers suffered from anxiety, depression, and flashbacks in World War I, it was called shell shock. In World War II, battle fatigue.
Okay, so how do we find a man who's trapped inside his head?
He's got a wedding ring. Someone's missing him.
Yeah.
I'm in the way with Detective Fuller.
He has a
Organize
wife
one last crime
somewhere.
scene to check.
Unless the wife
JJ,
died,
check
and
with
that's
some
why
person's
he's
report.
like,
See if anyone
I
matches
don't
the
know.
description that would have been
That
filed recently
could
in the
have
last 2 or 3
snapped,
days.
right?
Thanks.
If the wife died.
Did your husband ever serve in combat?
Excuse me?
Is he a war veteran?
Yeah, we both are. We were in Special Ops, 75th Ranger Regiment, Bravo Company, 3rd Battalion.
Behavioral tics, certain everyday things that make him jumpy or startled.
Why?
Does he?
Is this going to help find him?
Mrs. Woodridge, please.
Why do you think they're
We need
asking?
to know everything we can about your husband.
We all had a hard time over there. You bring some things home with you.
If he smells something burning, like a barbecue,
Oh my God.
gas or fire, he gets sick. It really only got bad about a year ago.
What happened to him in Somalia?
Nothing.
They need to know, I think.
Combat happened. One night, I was sleeping, Roy kept watch. I woke up, there was an AK-47 pointed right at me.
Oh, he's a kid. God, that can haunt you forever, Jesus.
They were all babies back in Mogadishu, but this one couldn't have been more than 11 or 12.
Then what happened?
We finally found a radio, fixed it, called for an extraction. Knows that, huh?
We think he has a gun.
Well, he doesn't miss.
That's not very comforting. Oh, God. Oh, God. It doesn't look good. Ah, you must be so scared.
Can I get you something, Mrs. Woodridge?
I lost him 14 years ago. It's been like living with a ghost. Help him. Please help him.
We'll do everything we can. Okay?
I don't know why this is affecting me so much. I mean, I know, but it's... I wasn't
Hey, what are you
expecting
working
it
on?
like this.
He was changing that tire when an 8-story building on Market imploded
Oh,
5 blocks
fuck,
away.
yeah. Yeah.
He heard the explosion and the ground rattled like a mortar bomb had landed nearby. This explosion is what triggered his dissociation. Since then, he's been stuck in that state. Running when he needed to, sleeping when he could, camouflaging himself into his
so
surroundings
horrible.
and hiding from his perceived enemies.
He's reliving the worst moment of his life. He's got to be terrified.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're undermanned.
Oh, geez, really? I can't imagine what that feels like. Oh, no, wait. Yes, I can. Because,
Garcia, do you have anything for me?
well, he told me to look for anything unusual, and it's all
He's like, I don't have
visual.
I don't have the time
Breakdowns,
for the patient's
apartment
visits.
burglaries, television, stereo.
Guys, he may have stolen a radio, a walkie-talkie.
We were right. He had a nest of sorts right near every murder scene.
There was a burglary of a two-way radio from a construction site recently.
That could be Roy. We only used UHF back then.
He's looking for help.
No danger signals. And we
Okay.
had specific names to identify our squad.
Do you
to the
still
operator.
remember them?
Remember the language you set up?
I couldn't forget it. Roy and I wrote it. The call out was, "This is John Doe looking for Mark Rippon." Rippon was our hero at the time, number 11, the quarterback for the Redskins in 1993.
We know where he is in his head.
Now, why don't we just do the grid search?
If you set up a grid search and he confronts one of your men,
Yeah.
you're planning a funeral.
I can guarantee you we're right about his profile. This man wants to get rescued. All I'm asking is that you just give us a chance to bring him in.
I get that he still needs to be held accountable for what he did, but like he doesn't know what's going on.
11.
You know how to do this better than we do.
Yeah, save your friend.
Roger that. This is number 11. All clear.
Maxie, boy, am I happy to hear from you. I'm taking heavy fire. Request immediate extraction.
What are your coordinates?
Unknown. I lost my land navigational aids.
Thank you, God.
Please be okay.
Sergeant Woodridge!
Got him. Where's Max?
Roy, it's all right. It's time to come in.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Ah, god damn it. Why didn't you, they told them to not Do anything. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. Oh no, God!
It's not safe! It's a boy on the premises. It's a boy, Sergeant. It's just a boy.
It's not gonna end well, is it? Oh, someone's gonna shoot him. No, seriously, he wasn't gonna hurt him.
Is the boy all right?
Come on.
Yes, Sergeant. Boy's all right. That's good.
Oh, God. Man, that's hard.
Hey, has anyone seen Gideon?
Agent Gideon left some time ago. Said he'd meet y'all at the airport.
Did he say where he went to?
I think I know where he is.
Is there a funeral or something?
Well, the first recorded war was 2700 BC. Probably earlier wars, but writing hadn't been invented yet.
Almost 5,000 years of killing each other. We did everything we could for him, you know.
Yeah. Sometimes knowing that just isn't good enough.
Yeah.
I know.
Wait, how did he know that he was there? God. 1 second. Okay, I just need to get my shit together. Yeah, this was a hard one. It hit home because, like I mentioned, I did work at an army base when I lived in Hawaii, Schofield Barracks, and you know, I saw people, just good people that were just really, really, you know, damaged by what they saw over there. And one of them was a friend of mine, and it was just rough to see that, and to see this, and to see how that ended. And it makes you wonder, you know, because at some point he did get a little better, but it's never enough. It never goes away, because it only took a flat tire and a really loud sound to get him to this point. And I don't know, it didn't seem that he got a lot of help, because the friend said that he was trying to convince him to go to the VA and talk to someone, and he didn't want to do that. I don't know if he thought that he didn't need to talk to anybody, or he was just embarrassed or not ready. I don't know. But I mean, it's just unfortunate, and I feel so bad for him and so bad for the wife too, because, you know, she thought that she was going to lose him when he went over there, and just having him back and not really having him back, and then this is just, it's tough. It's tough for the people that love them too. And I don't know, it was just super emotional, and I wish that it had a happy ending, but it's Criminal Minds, what are we talking about? It's sometimes we have happy endings, but sometimes it's just so painful, and this was one of them. And again, I love these episodes where you actually feel for the person that's doing all these crimes, the unsub. You know, when you have like one that's just awful, then you're like, oh yeah, kill him, or you know, you don't really care what happens to them and blah blah blah. But in these cases where you actually feel so bad for that unsub, because it's not their fault, they were just so confused and scared, and and at the end, he, you know, because he was traumatized by what he saw and what he had to do, right? Like kill that boy. And at the end, he saved that boy in his head. He said, you know, it's not safe, and he saved him. So he probably died in peace, with a sense of peace. So there's that. I'm sorry, I'm just an emotional mess. Maybe it's because it's the time of the month too, TMI. But regardless, it was a great episode. And I really, really appreciate that they talk about, you know, they touch so many different like subjects, and the way they handled PTSD, I feel like it was really well done. I don't know. I just have an outsider's kind of perspective, even though I had friends that were in the military. I wasn't in the military, so maybe someone that's actually have experienced any, like, all these things firsthand, like personally, will have a different opinion. I don't know. But I really enjoyed it. It was very sad, but very well done. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Criminal Minds. I am here with my tea. This is like my no drama llama cup, which I don't think it's appropriate because we're about to see a hell lot of drama. There's always some drama in Criminal Minds, and I love it. And we're on episode 18 of the second season, and yeah, I am very excited to keep watching this show and see what's going to happen to Reed, because last episode he was being kind of a dick to Emily, which I don't fault him because he's going through a lot of things, right? He's going through his, not only his blah. Cut. Okay, not only his PTSD, but his drug addiction is like getting out of control. And when you're like this, you don't like people to be in your face and try and like question you and things. And I get that Emily was trying to help too, so I don't blame her either. It was just like a really bad situation for the both of them. And I really hope that he pulls through, because I don't want him to become just like very like too deep into addiction and all those things and just push everybody away. I hope that the relationships don't get affected for him. So
Billy, Dad, forget the damn cage. What the hell am I missing here?
seriously, dude, save yourself.
The levees ain't gonna hold. The whole parish is going underwater.
Oh, he's gonna die.
Autopsy reports, witness statements, DNA test results.
So basically, all we have to go off is the latest victim?
Until it kills again.
That sucks. And I feel so like, I get being so involved in the case that you wanna solve it, right? Because you wanna bring the people who, you wanna give justice to the victims, you wanna help the families and all those things. But dude, like, at some point you have to be like, okay, I have a family too, and I don't wanna die here and have them like suffer my death because I'm just here like looking through pictures and shit. Well, there's like a storm happening outside, like a very dangerous storm. I don't know, like, I guess you really, 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 really have to love your job and put, like, be the type of person who just put that first over everything else. Be that dedicated that you would risk your life. And obviously, he risked his life to solve this case.
Robert Kennedy. First day at Quantico, he backed out.
He probably just couldn't take the heat.
It's not really for us to judge, is it?
Right. My bad.
Why are you giving Emily such a hard time?
Back to early August 2005.
It seems like it's just her, like, targeted to her specifically.
Well, okay then. Pictured you different.
These are
Oh.
Agents Gideon and Morgan. This is Detective William LaMontagne Jr.
Appreciate you guys being here. My daddy was too stubborn to ever ask for any help.
Sorry for your loss.
He's just stubborn to even, like,
I understand you received
leave
a
his
letter.
house when it was obvious that he needed to.
Katrina. I only seen that 3 other times.
Didn't Jack the Ripper send
Forget victims like this.
messages to the
It's like they were
police?
dissected.
I can still smell the alcohol on him.
This is New Orleans, dead or alive. It's a smell you get used to.
The victim has no defense wounds, meaning this is most
Um,
likely a
who
blitz
else?
attack.
The Zodiac used a gun.
My guess, whoever gutted this guy was taught to.
So you think he might have some medical training?
How else could he carve around every organ and leave each one intact?
Have any of his relatives come to claim the body? Anyone we could speak with?
No, I'll end up boxing up the poor bastard's ashes, left to collect dust and storage.
But nothing came
Yeah,
up in
it's a
connection with
very-
this case.
But in your dad's final moments, it was
Popular
most important
last
thing he wanted to
name.
say.
Learned how to play the drums in this house. Grew up with 2 dogs in this house. All it's gonna be now is the word Jones carved into that wall.
Detective, if he had written the unsub's name, I think you would have found him by now.
I can't get it out of my head. It eats at me every day.
You okay?
Yeah. I just don't want to disappoint him.
No, I get that. There's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure.
Yeah. He was asking to be ripped, don't you think, boss? Yours truly.
Right?
Hey.
That's very
The
Jack the
victims were asking to be
Ripper-ish.
killed denies all culpability. Most sexual sadists
Boss.
rationalize their own behavior
He used
by
to
blaming
call
the victims
people-
like that.
But there was no evidence of sexual assault in the autopsy.
All 4 victims were found with their throats slashed, eviscerated. The murders perpetrated in semi-public places after dark. Investigators taunted with letters addressed as boss.
Yeah.
The only difference is that case was 100 years ago. And the
Yeah,
murders
me
took
and
place in
Reed.
London.
One brain.
Jack the Ripper.
And the unsub wants us to think that he's the modern-day version loose in New Orleans?
We believe this killer identifies with Jack the Ripper because he's lost his own identity. Maybe through years of child abuse. Or some catastrophic event.
Because he overcompensates to hide his insecurities, we believe he may hold a position of authority at work.
Certainly already proven he knows the terrain.
Yeah. It is still interesting that it's men and not women. So, you know, the possibility of him being like a, homosexual. But they didn't mention that, so I don't know.
Reed, you
Oh,
scared?
this is your friend?
Always been one step ahead of you, man.
Yeah, whatever helps you sleep at night.
What was the thing Jack the Ripper took from one of his victims? Besides, well, you know, her life?
Oh,
Liver?
Kidney.
A kidney. Okay, I was
How
close.
horrifyingly fantastic is that?
Mm-hmm. And are you going anywhere with this?
Just that I found an unsolved murder that happened 4 months ago in Galveston, Texas, with the same MO. The victim missing that very organ. I amaze myself.
Yeah. Me too. Great work.
Oh my god, you're just gonna ignore it?
Are you gonna ask the question?
He's questioning whether he can still be a profiler because of all the demons that he has now.
Do you ever regret it?
No, I may not be changing the world, but my music makes me happy. It's maybe the one time I can tell you something that you don't already know. Might help you forget, but it won't make it go away. And if I can tell, you're surrounded by some of the best minds in the world. I think they don't notice. Well, for a genius, that's just dumb.
Just very scared.
Hey.
Why haven't you married?
Oh, wow.
That involves this case. How exactly?
It doesn't.
Oh my god.
It's unprofessional.
He's so forward. I love it.
Excuse me.
Come on, JJ, get
The
some.
woman in the blue top.
Wow, that was bold.
So when he's alone, vulnerable and completely unprotected,
Mhm.
that's when the lioness strikes, that's when she makes her move.
Wait a minute.
But the lion doesn't Yeah.
There's only one thing that's gonna make a straight man leave his friends on guys like
It's a woman.
and it'll make him leave every time. What's the only temptation that's gonna lure these men away from each other?
A woman.
Yeah.
JJ.
Wow, Morgan, you're a smart cookie.
Okay.
A smart, handsome,
Yeah.
beautiful cookie.
The unsub we're looking for is a woman.
Yeah. That changes everything.
Okay, what do we know about female serial killers?
Basically, you have two types.
Santa Kimes model, cold, calculated, preys on men for money, takes their time building relationships.
It's more likely we're dealing with the Eileen Warnos archetype motivated by paranoia and fear, alluring men with sex.
Well, this unsub's organized. She follows a routine. She meets men in a bar, flirts with them over drinks.
Nothing.
Come on. Think I'm not aware something's going on with him?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
You gonna tell me why you missed that flight to Galveston?
I already told you there was no cell reception.
Right.
You're not a very good liar, Reed.
Reed, anytime you want to come up with a better answer, I'm standing right here.
Oh, it wasn't her. It's her.
I'm sorry, man. I hate it when that happens. You all right? What can I do to say I'm sorry?
How about a drink?
Your hair's wet.
Oh, Jesus.
The unsub wrote, he was asking to be ripped. I just couldn't help myself, and he wanted it. What if she's marrying the man who raped her?
Where are the files stored from your sex crimes division?
The house, same place as homicide. Most of it washed away.
What is it?
The stamp on the victim's hand. It's admittance into the Moncherie. It's a bar in the French Quarter.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we see.
9 years ago, it was called Jones.
Mm.
Bingo. Get Garcia on the horn.
Okay, so something happened to her 9 years ago in that bar.
Bullseye. Police blotter answered a disturbance at Jones Bar in the French Quarter, February 19th, 1998. Looks like it was during Mardi Gras.
You are the best ever.
Oh, and you're the most perceptive.
Why?
It was Mardi Gras. Some girl claimed she was raped in this bar. I wasn't buying it.
What did she say happened to her?
Brass backed me up. They ended up transferring your daddy out to shut him up.
What
Why aren't you answering
It
her?
almost cost me my career. Said she was sitting at the...
Holy crap, you can totally tell that he does not respect women because he, like, both Prentice and JJ asked him a direct question and he completely blew them off. Like, it's like they're not there at all. Until Gideon was like, tell us what happened, and now he's like, okay, as far as I recall. What a piece of shit.
Witnesses claim she was up for anything.
That doesn't mean she was. That doesn't mean she couldn't have changed her
His
mind.
friend, not far.
But she wanted to press charges.
I told her it was a waste of time. I knew one of the accused. He was a good kid. He didn't need the stink of that accusation.
Are you serious?
So you protected a rapist?
Well, that right there was a bone of contention between his daddy and I. As far as I was concerned, no such rape ever took place. Now, you
As
wanna
far
tell me
as
why
you're
you went and dragged
concerned?
this dirt-
You know the serial killer who's cutting up men in the French Quarter? She was your victim.
Hmm.
We're trying to find her name.
You don't even remember her name?
It was 9 years ago.
What about the name of the good kid that raped her? Was in
I'm so annoyed right now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
at a bar called Jones. It's Mardi Gras.
Yeah, he
but I
looks like
must
a
have been
jerk.
Drinking or something. I guess you didn't make that good of an impression.
Unlike yourself, right now.
You know, I'm guessing if someone did do something to that girl that night, then she was probably asking for it.
Oh, what a piece of shit.
Even liked it.
Recognizable.
It's very hard for me to hate this girl.
Time to torture his victim before killing her.
I know he's killing innocent men, but it's what trauma does to you.
She murdered these men. And I'm guessing it's only a matter of time before she works her way back to the one she really wants to kill. She make an impression now?
It looks like she was a med student at Tulane, but she dropped out.
Let me guess, February 1998.
Yeah.
Thanks. We got her.
You never did explain those things you could do to me.
Souvenirs. These are from bars in the French Quarter. This one's from Ma Cherie.
Yeah, Mama, what do you got?
Sarah Danlin's visa was charged an hour ago at the Royal Ruby Inn.
Ah, baby girl, you never disappoint. Thank you.
Hurry, hurry, hurry,
Royal
hurry,
Ruby Inn.
hurry.
It's 2 blocks from here.
Let's go.
You're bitching. You asked for it.
FBI! Drop the knife.
Drop the weapon.
You wanted it. You got it.
Put it down now.
We need an EMT tech right away.
Don't fight it.
Sarah, we don't want to hurt you.
Is that what they were telling her? It's horrible. She's so traumatized.
Sarah, my name's William LaMontagne Jr. You knew my daddy?
He's the only one that believed her.
Where is he?
The storm took him. Come on, it's over. It's over.
Oh my god, the relief. That was really good acting on her part. And I feel like going to jail, it's kind of like also
The medic says that
a moment for her to rest. Like, I feel like it's more, I don't know.
Thought I'd feel happy, but I just felt lost.
Because you gotta move on.
Wait, now you're leaving?
It's like the one thing that was connecting you to your dad, right?
Survive a woman like you going so far away.
Oh my god. Ooh, is this the beginning of a romance? I am in for this.
I missed that plane on purpose.
I know.
I'm struggling.
Well, anybody who's been through what you've been through recently would. I have been playing at this job in one way or another for almost 30 years.
No.
I felt lost. I felt great. I have felt scared. I guess the day this job stops gnawing at your soul and hands, your hands stop feeling cold.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the time to leave.
Yeah, that's when you're like, okay.
I just needed to try to figure out if I could step away from this job.
And?
I'll never miss another plane again.
That's amazing. I love that. Because, yeah, he was struggling, and it's good that he told someone. He told Gideon. Because Gideon has been working this job for a long time, probably the longest, right? And he knows what it's like to feel all the things that he said, lost, great, scared, and he needs to hear that feeling that way is completely normal, that they're not expecting him to be perfect, to be on top of things all the time, especially after going through something so traumatic. And it's great that he has a support system who not only understands, but has the patience with him and kind of like, they don't judge him or have all these expectations, right? Because he is doing better than what is expected considering what he's been through. Like, yeah, like he jumped back into work and he's been doing great because he missed a plane and he has been struggling, but I feel like it could have been worse, you know? Of course, they don't know about his drug addiction, and that's the thing. And I'm wondering if he's actually using the drugs, because they show him drinking, but they showed him wanting to use, but they didn't show the use itself. So I don't know if he's been using, or if he's like wants to use, and the fact that he's like struggling with that feeling of dependency that's making him also kind of cranky. And he's really trying not to fall into that situation. I don't know if that's the case either, because we haven't seen I don't know, we haven't seen him use the drugs. So yeah, and I feel like he needed that. He needed that little break. Like he said, he wanted to know if he could step away from the job. And by just like ignoring the responsibilities and ignoring the plane and ignoring his friends and all those things, he realized that he can't. Like he probably felt bad about it, like there was something missing. And he realized that, yeah, he can do this job. He just needed to kind of like remove himself a little bit from it and kind of like make himself believe and convince himself that he is where he's supposed to be, that he does belong there. And I'm glad that it only took that one moment for him to come to terms with that and realize that this is where he's supposed to be. This is what he wants to do. He's good at this. And even though he's struggling, he does have people to lift him up and to be there, right? Not only Gideon, but Morgan, Emily was worried about him, etc. So I'm glad that they didn't drag this for like the whole season of him just like falling apart. Of course, I don't know if this is the end of it, but it just seems like he realized, you know, by meeting his friend who battled his demons, and he was able to be like, yeah, no, this is not for me, and stepped away and found that he was meant to do music this whole time. That's his passion. That's his thing. Well, this is Reed's passion, and he can't just like back away. Like this is where he's meant to be. So I'm glad that happened. As far as the unsub, that was so sad, and I don't know how to feel because I'm so conflicted. Like I cannot feel bad. Like it's one of those things. Like the trauma that she went through, and nobody was there, nobody believed her, she was all alone, and who knows if this was like the only time that she was in this situation. It's just horrible that everybody there heard her scream, nobody came to her rescue, they just ignored everything. And of course she's angry with men and taking it out on innocent people. And that's the thing, like I'm not justifying what she's doing. She is guilty of murder. She's a killer, and she should be held accountable for killing all these people. But I feel like she does need a lot of therapy and a lot of help, because I don't feel like she was doing it because she was evil and she felt some sexual satisfaction or some like thing like that. You know, I feel like she was just very traumatized, and she did feel certain like satisfaction in the sense that every time it was like getting closer to some type of closure, or she was getting justice for herself, or she was just erasing the rape, you know, because sometimes you don't want to feel like the victim, and then you just turn into a victimizer. And I know that they mentioned in the show that is very rare, that it rarely happens that a victim becomes the victimizer, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. And in this case it did. So that's crazy. And that scene with her was very powerful. That actress was really good at portraying her pain, and because when they told her it was over, there's just so much relief in her face, and the way she dropped the knife, and wow, it was really good. God, and I hate that cop and that guy, the guy who raped her, that they just get away scot-free because like, oh, he's such a good kid. What? And the saddest part is that this happens. Yeah, this happens a lot probably, and there's nothing we can do about it. People get away scot-free from just like being pieces of shit and just leaving all these scars and wounds that will never heal. Makes me so angry. And I'm just generalizing because it's the same with women. Women are also, they can also hurt and they can also abuse. So it's not just men, but it just sucks that this is the world we're living in. But yeah, amazing. Great episode. And I am so excited for JJ because I can see something between her and Will. Is that his name? Will LaFontaine Jr.? It was so cute. The two of them flirting. And I am on board. I know they're like in different states, but hey, they can visit each other, right? They have a plane. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Amazing. So I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Criminal Minds. We are on season 2, episode 19. Still concerned about Reed. That's like always like the thing right now because he went through a lot of trauma and he was kind of like being an ass to Emily the last episode. And I kind of, yeah, I get it why. Like, I understand why she would be his target because she's the newbie, right? He doesn't have a lot of connections with her. And it would be like less of a backlash, I guess, you know, like especially because like she doesn't know him as well either, so it's kind of like easier for him to just target someone who he hasn't really connected with in the same way that he has with other people. So yeah, it's still hard to watch because Emily's such a good person and she just wants to help, and just to see her struggle and just being pushed aside by Reed because she obviously cares. And someone pointed out about this whole thing of the team acknowledging that something is wrong because like when I think about Elle, like it was the same thing with Elle, right? Elle went through a traumatic thing and it just feels like she came back and everybody was questioning whether she was ready to come back or not, at least in Elle's case. And it was obvious that she wasn't doing well, like her attitude, right? The way that she was kind of pushing herself and going against what Hodge was saying. Like she wasn't supposed to be out in the field, but she's just like, whatever, I'm just gonna do it. And there wasn't any like anybody just like sitting back and like questioning and be like, okay, Elle, like, no, I told you not to do it. Or just having a conversation with her like Morgan, because we saw that they were really close and it was Reed who approached her. And it's kind of the same thing here. It's like everybody is aware that Reed is going through something. Like to me, it seems like, I don't know how long ago his trauma was, like the situation with Tobias was. It just seems like he was just like back to work the next day. It's like, did you take time? Were you assessed? Did you have like a medical like did they check you up? Did they realize that you had drugs in your system? Do they know that maybe that this could be a problem? Like, do they acknowledge the fact that you may be having withdrawals, like something? I don't know. It just seems like they all like can sense that he's not himself, because every time he opens his mouth and says something, we get a shot of the team just looking at him weird, and it gives me that vibe. Like they can tell that he's not being himself. My hair is just crazy today. And yet nobody was like, hey, Reed, buddy, can we like talk about it? Morgan tried. I think that he did the best he could, having a conversation with him. Not last episode, but 2 episodes. Was it 2 episodes ago or 3 episodes ago? About how he should use his empathy to become a better profiler. But it was Gideon who kind of like sat down, because we saw him at the beginning. It's like, you don't think I know that something's wrong? And then I'm glad that at the end he sat with him and did something about it. And it's just not like, oh, I'm aware that something's wrong, but I'm not doing shit. right? He actually sat down with him and had a conversation with him. And I really like moments where the veterans kind of like show their weaknesses and their vulnerabilities, because you'd think that after so many years in this job and you see them never break, right? You feel like they don't break, and they don't go through the same things. They don't have bad days. They don't question their position in the team, right? That they can do the job, all those things. And it's good that he was talking to Reed about it, and he's like, I've had days like that, like where I questioned whether I could do the job or not. And that's very important for Reed to hear. It was what he needed to hear. And at the end, he's like, yeah, I'm never going to miss a flight again. And I'm here to work. I'm ready to do this because this is where I belong. This is where I'm supposed to be doing. So yeah, it was really good. It was a really good moment between the two. I really appreciated that. So yeah, let's see what happens in this one. Oh my god, and their sleep.
Mom, Dad, we have to go. The house is on fire. We have to get out of here. Come on, we have to go.
Oh.
No, the phone's dead. Go.
This song is so good. Oh god, the unsub put like. Wow. That's crazy. I'm assuming they're all dead. Like, all that smoke. That was an amazing intro though. Like everything worked so perfectly, every single shot, the music, it was so emotional. The way, like the acting of the family, the way that the pictures were burning, and how the mom was looking at the pictures, like, I don't know, it was so powerful. That has to be one of like the best openings of the show that I've seen, that I can remember.
2 fires, 2 families in 3 weeks. The
2
first family,
fires?
The Jarvises, all died. Last night, the Cutlers, only one survivor, Charlotte Cutler. She's in critical condition with burns to over 60%.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to be more conversational.
Oh, it's not working.
Oh, I like it. It's like
harm.
the
In terms of
relationship
death,
is
those are accidental.
fixed.
It's not about violence.
For this one, it is.
It's also about power.
Yeah.
Destructive force to their fires, watching the chaos.
Okay,
God.
So if these guys don't get laid, they start fires?
Or in this case, burn entire families to death.
What the fuck? Go watch porn or something. I mean, I understand how that works, but it's so ridiculous. God, and just to stand there and watch them burn, like, that is a psychopath. Honestly.
Has she said anything about the fires?
I'm giving her as much painkiller as I can. She asked about her husband and son. Whatever you tell her, she won't live long enough to know different.
Oh, man.
I'll be right back.
She just tell us to lie to a material witness?
No. She told us that we could.
I mean, she's just gonna die. She might as well die with some relief. Like, don't have her like die knowing that, you know. God.
Jason Gideon.
Your best suspect is a fireman who saw both fires burning. That's me. Saving you time.
Nice.
Come on, I'll walk you through it.
I mean,
Was with you the night of the fire. That's why we're here.
I don't understand.
We're FBI agents. We think that the fire may
oh
have been
my
set intentionally.
god.
I'm very tired.
I understand. This is very important.
Dennis, the water's not working.
I'll check it.
Dennis, got the water back on.
Dennis unlocked it and it wouldn't open.
He unlocked what?
The front door. Somebody please help us, please.
This is awful.
Then I saw the fireman.
Oh my god.
And I knew it was gonna be okay.
Oh god. That was not him.
Where's my baby? Paul, where are they? Are they okay?
They're just outside in the waiting room.
Oh, Hodge.
Oh.
That's the best thing to do, I think.
I can stay with you until you're ready.
She's gonna die. Oh my god. I was not expecting to cry. I should be ready. I should be more prepared. But I wasn't at all. I don't have any like tissue. Oh my god. That was awful. But I feel like I understand that, you know, it's not the correct thing to do as far as like their job, right? They're supposed to follow certain rules and like whatever bullshit. But I feel like morally, I don't know, Hodge made the right call. Because like, what's the point of telling her, yeah, your family's dead. Let's go back to you telling us what happened. Like, if she's gonna die, there's no way that she's surviving this. Then what's the point of telling her the truth and making her all upset and traumatized and having her go in such pain? Like, no, she thought that her family was safe and she just needed to rest, and that's it. She went somewhat peacefully with some relief that her kid and her husband were gonna be fine. Like, I don't know, I feel like that was good of Hodge to do it. Oh god, but it's like,
I need to get in the house.
Oh.
So I turn the water off right here.
Yeah. That's why you not, dude.
Wait for him to come outside.
Do not leave the door open.
Wait for them to go to sleep.
I wonder like what goes through their mind
I leave them only one way to
as
get
they're
out.
doing this. Like, what are you thinking?
Front door.
It's fucking crazy
The house is on fire. Why would he stay inside of it?
to see them die.
I wanted to watch them burn.
Yeah. God, it's horrible. Like, how can you do that? Honestly, is
Burn my hand on that espresso machine. Ah.
A genius, you said? Yeah, his coordination drops off when he's thinking. Good, because we need to figure out why this psycho chooses these families.
He's most likely targeting the men. He's the victims as successful versions of himself, and he resents them for it.
fantastic.
I'll issue an APB for resentful 6-foot white guy.
I mean, it's more than you had before, so.
The answer we're looking for is a highly intelligent, underachieving 35 to 45-year-old white male with a severe narcissistic character disorder.
Nothing in his life works for long. He was married, he's now divorced. If employed, it won't last.
Okay, this scumbag has issues, we all get it. But why fire?
He's like a drug addict, only fire's his drug. I mean, each time an addict needs a fix, they need more of the drug to get off, so his crimes will most likely get much worse. It'd be almost impossible for him to quit without help.
Oh, shit. See, it's moments like this where, like, Reed said something that's kind of, like, weird. Or, I mean, not weird because it's normal. It's like a Reed thing to say in any other circumstances. But we, the audience, know that that's not the case here because he's been exposed to addiction. We don't know if he's still an addict, if he got help, or if he's still going through this. And then you have everybody else just look at him like, So it makes me feel like, do they know that he's an addict and they're not talking to him about it? Or is that just for us to kind of like feel like they should know and they're not figuring it out? I don't know. I don't know why they do that. It's weird, no?
And Matthew Jarvis's companies on a list of businesses guilty of lust.
I'm missing something.
Leaking underground storage tanks. The website belongs to a recently formed San Francisco chapter of the Earth Defense Front.
The EDF? The eco-terrorist group?
They aren't eco-terrorists, they're environmental activists.
Sculptor Matthew Jarvis may disagree with you. And again today.
So it's one of them got like greedy, or I don't know, thought that they needed to prove a point, and unless someone died, it wasn't proving enough of a point.
All right, guys.
Oh God, what?
Belt.
Yes.
Oh no.
Are you telling me that the FBI doesn't have files on organizations like this, lists of members?
One of the chapters has broken ranks and has a new belief.
Dad?
What are you doing?
Oh dear Lord.
Hey, get out, guys, get out. Come on, get out. Get out now.
Break the window! Break the window! Somehow, I don't know.
Part of it doesn't track.
Oh shit.
Doesn't fit the profile.
Garcia, can you identify how many members are in this particular EDF chapter?
Wow.
We don't. That's why we're interviewing Abby at the crime scene. If he is the leader of the EDF, his reaction to all this should tell us exactly what we need to know.
Okay. Is he gonna
I'm gonna get a good look.
want to look at the bodies or something? Is that what you're testing?
What do we have on this guy? Hodge.
What?
What do we have on the EDF leader?
Evan Abbey, 41, divorced, father of Liam, 14, environmental engineer.
Tom Brad, Katie Dunleavy, all burned to death.
So, where's the leaking storage tank?
Katie was only 12. You've got a son about that age, don't you?
Do you know Tom Dunleavy?
3 fires, 3 families, 3 fathers who worked
Oh,
for
my
companies
God.
posted on your EDF website, all burned to death. You worked for these companies, every one on your list.
Are you accusing me of a crime?
What do you think?
Mr. Abbey, I support your cause. I reject these methods. You can barely look at this. Serial arsonist wouldn't be able to peel his eyes away.
He's hiding something, more than just his support for the EDF.
Hey, it occurred to me. If all I knew about the EDF was that they went around burning down SUV dealerships and housing developments,
Well, that's a common misconception.
isn't it possible that the unsub joined the EDF thinking?
It was an arsonist's club?
Sure, it's possible.
If we give Abby our unsub's profile, couldn't he help us identify him?
We can't give Abby the profile, not until we find out what he's hiding.
What?
At Berkeley 20 years ago, Evan was a different person. In every way.
Why are they
More
giving
calm,
Hodge the look
honest.
like he's losing it or something?
I thought he might hurt himself. I didn't know if he could live with it.
How's his relationship with your son, Liam?
He doesn't have one. I had to threaten to take him to court to get him to pay child support. Must have either scared the hell out of him or really pissed him off, this lad. He left us long before I threw him out.
Honey, I don't know. I will. And I promise I'll make it up to you. Okay? I love you too.
Everything okay?
Yeah.
You know, for a guy claiming to be innocent, he's acting pretty guilty. He's hit his attorney's office and 4 banks.
It does look like he's getting ready to run.
Question is, what do we do?
For now, nothing. We just watch. We need to set surveillance up. Grab your camera.
So he should be there, right?
Right here. He's hiding something. We don't have a warrant. We don't have surprise.
You want to intimidate him.
I want another chance to find out what he's hiding.
Okay.
I'm trying to look at everybody's eyes because all we see Or the eyes in the uniform.
Oh, wow, looks like intimidation worked.
I mean, yeah.
If the EDF had nothing to do with the fires, why would you disband?
You have kids, Agent Hutchner?
I have a son like you.
Good, then I'm gonna tell you this one father to another. I started the EDF for my son. And yours. Not to have some other guy's son burned to death.
Prentice, does he look like he weighs 185 to you?
65, maybe. Why would he hold a meeting when he knew we were watching?
He wanted us to see it. He wanted to make sure that we saw him trying to do the right thing.
You don't believe him?
I don't know. Angry because he's guilty and we're onto him? Or he's angry because his attempts to do the right thing with the EDF have gotten people killed, but...
Yeah, I think that's it.
Coward.
That's him, right?
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, his eyes. When he was coming out and Prentice was taking a picture, I was like, wait. Calm down.
I'll show you a deranged coward.
I'm gonna kill another family because I'm not deranged or a coward. What? I swear to God, like, your logic is flawed, my friend. Oh my God, what? Are you fucking kidding me? How does that prove anything? You massive idiot.
On his cell when it happened.
Oh God, can you imagine? You're on the phone and then start screaming because it's on freaking fire.
Witnesses put a gold sedan here, so we know this is our guy.
And given that the attack occurred less than 30 minutes after the EDF meeting, and Abby's house is less than a mile from here.
There's no planning whatsoever.
It's
Why?
still evolving.
It's evolving?
Yeah.
It's doing it fast?
It's more than that. This was random. Impulsive, adolescent, like a tantrum. He's got displaced aggression. He listens to Abby denounce him and his work. It enrages him.
What do you mean?
He's seeing his oncologist.
Oh, God. It makes sense. The banks, the attorney, he's putting his affairs in order.
Yeah.
Why is it always cancer? I hate this. I hate this.
How long do you have?
6 months? You'd be a miracle?
And you haven't told anyone?
It's leukemia. Lust can be lethal.
Everyone knew he had affairs, even my mother, but nobody talked about it, so I decided to confront him. And I followed him. The lawyers, the doctors, the banks, the weight loss, it all came back. He had lung cancer.
I just found out that one of those jobs was sold and rezoned ES. Elementary school.
No.
I report it. They come after me. I leave nothing for my son. That's why I started the EDF, the lust list. I don't know.
Oh my God.
He was at your house last night, and he was angry.
Yeah, everybody was angry last night. They were furious that I shut it all down.
He was angry for a different reason. What you said enraged him. But he's a coward. He wouldn't confront you. He was probably the only one who wasn't angry at the time. He didn't express anything.
Vincent Stiles.
Thank you.
God, that's horrible.
Vincent Stiles. Abby's leaving. Keep a tail on him until we have Stiles, just to be sure.
Copy that. I have Abby.
Oh no. Is this your... Are you gonna try and kill him or something?
Look.
Oh,
I
God.
appreciate your true value.
So what, you just came here to apologize?
No. I came here because I respect your talent. And I want to take full advantage of it.
Oh, no.
The SFPD chopper circled the harbor twice. There's no sign of fire.
Okay, 6,000 San Alameda is a commercial storage facility, but it looks like the property was just sold and the lot was approved for zone conversion.
CR to ES.
Yeah, that's the place.
CR commercial restricted with ZS.
Elementary school, and there's a leaking benzene tank underneath it. It's not a false alarm.
There's no fire there. There's about to be.
It's not really true, though, is it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's something missing from this scenario, don't you think?
I'm sorry you lost me.
The innocent family? You know, the victims. That's what the suit's for, right? So you can see the terror on their faces as they burn.
Wow.
Yeah.
But he's not afraid of to die, so.
Dead right.
Because he's already dying, so whatever.
You can't put a benzene fire
He
out.
has him on a checkmate, as you
Water doesn't spread
say.
around. It gets too
Oh,
hot.
God.
You know, this suit can handle over 1,500 degrees. Benzene burns so fast, I won't go through half my air before it goes out.
Oh, you won't even go through that much. See, benzene burns at twice that.
What are you doing?
The right thing. Fire department's on its way.
They can't fight a benzene fire.
They'll contain it.
Seriously, how do you plan on getting out of here?
Holy shit.
Confirmed report of major ignition, 6,000 block of San Alameda.
I mean.
What are you doing?
Hotch.
Hotch, stop! Stop! Stop!
He's burning to
It's
death.
over,
We're just
man.
gonna stand
Man,
here.
Look at it, man. It's over.
Yeah,
They wanted his death to mean something.
it did. That's harsh. Oh my god, this episode, what the fuck? Oh my god, what is that? Is that the $2,000?
Gandhi said, "Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever."
Look how he's not in uniform.
That's right.
You weren't at his funeral.
I couldn't be there. I had to be with my family. But I was thinking of him. And you. I don't know. Maybe because I was young when my dad died. Anyway, you may have some questions someday, and please feel free to call me. I'll do everything I can to answer them.
Ooh, bitch. I love that he wasn't in uniform because, you know, to appear more like casual and less threatening, and, you know, because you see a man in uniform and like, oh, FBI, it's like, oh shit. Yeah, I was wondering why they were putting so much focus on Hotch and how he was dealing with this whole thing. Like him going to see the girl, Charlotte Richards? I don't know. I don't remember the name. And when she died, and how, like, what he did for her, and then Gideon was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll go next time. I don't know. There was like a lot of focus on him and how this particular case was affecting him. And it makes sense as a dad and, you know, having a family. And when he said, like, I feel like I'm in a silent panic the entire time, because even though you have a day off, you're always wondering, like, if this is my last minute that I have with my son. Because at any moment something can happen and I'll be called away, and it could be the last time that I see him, because in the job that he has, you don't even know if you're going to survive it. and that's horrible. And you want your life and everything to mean something. You want to leave something behind for his kid. And it's really hard to imagine, you know, Jack, that's his kid, right? Growing up, just having this limited memories of the time that he spent with him because he's just working all the time. And then, it's just so sad. And I feel sad for the guy. Of course, he should have made an effort to be in his son's life other than just like give him money. But I feel like he thought it was better to detach himself and pull away because that way his absence wouldn't hurt as much. And maybe he felt that he didn't deserve a family because of what he did. And it was just a way to punish himself. But in the end, he died protecting others and taking out the bad guy, and that means something. And yeah, it was heroic, even though he was already on death's door. I don't know if he would have had the same idea, if he would have done the same thing if he had been healthy, but we don't know that. He made the choice to go out with a bang. Yeah, this was a very emotional episode. And I really like that every episode we kind of like focus on one character and it relates to how they're feeling and their own lives and how it affects them, because they're not just robots here just doing their job and going back home and like nothing happens. Like, no, every single case gets to them and changes them in some way. And I like that. I like to see character development and, you know, how they deal with, like, personally, how they deal with the things that they witnessed, because it's awful. Like, holy shit, it's so awful. This case was awful. Like, this guy was awful. I can't even, like, that whole scene at the beginning. Just stand there and watch these people like burn to death, and you're just looking at this woman's eyes and the relief that she was feeling, that she was seeing, thinking that she was saved. Oh my god, that's horrible. Why are people so evil? I don't understand. Why? It's just crazy. And this poor guy was just walking and like crossing the street, talking on the phone to his girlfriend, and all of a sudden he's on fire because this guy wants to prove that he's not a coward or crazy. I'm sorry, but that's not helping your case. You're not proving shit. It's just, you're just proving the opposite of what you're trying to do. Wow. Okay. Hope you enjoyed that reaction of me crying all episode. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.